did because I'm feeling a bit sick, but
Oh no,
I think I'm getting. I'll be fine. I think.
you
You
better
need
be.
more soup.
Yeah, I want a soup.
Soup sounds good very much.
Hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so each of you has more details in there about your character.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Decide what it is based on what the card says. Think about it, and through the course of play, find a way to work that into the narrative. Make sure that there try to make sure that there's at least one other character that ends up hearing about it, hearing what your secret is, because when the game is done, we're going to be leaving the characters behind. So everything with these characters will be wrapped up in 90 minutes of play.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, we're in the high school.
Yep. Uh, also, all of you already know each other.
Okay, okay. So we know each other,
Hmm.
right? Okay, got you. Just wanted to make sure.
Now, what do we do with the voicemail bit?
Okay.
Uh,
Um,
I was
we're gonna
just
we're gonna get to the voicemail part in a second because it's gonna make more sense as we go over stuff here.
All right.
Because we got the characters down. Hold on to the voicemail thing. Because what will happen is once we finished with the rest of world building, um, I'm going to ask each of you to make a recording in character of the last voicemail message that you left on Alice's phone.
wow. I like this.
Oh my god. Yeah, that game is intense. It scared the shit out of me. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Hmm. Ooh.
Now, one thing I do want to warn you about is with the way the game plays out, this can get pretty intense, especially toward the end of it.
Okay.
Uh,
You
I
said
have s- I've seen about 9 let's plays of this game so far. 4 of them had players that actually teared up by the end of it
Uh-oh.
because it right because this can get pretty emotionally intense. But this is a group story that we're writing together as we go through this. That's why I'm not just facilitating the game, which I don't have to do a lot for facilitation except for like setting up the Discord, managing the playlist, and sending out cards. Otherwise, I'm going to be playing a character also. The game, for the most part, runs itself. And you'll see how that works in a little bit. Now, do you have pretty good idea of what your characters are like?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Now on the
Okay.
solo, can we actually like enter in what we want to put for like the background and the secret stuff?
Oh yeah. In the solo channels there, you can just take whatever notes you want.
Okay.
Okay. photo channel 3 put this card in.
Yep. If there are any notes that you want to leave for yourself or anything, that'd be a place where you can put it in. I had to do a little setup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next thing that we've got, if you go back to the important uh, channel, we're going to go to the second image, which is locations.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk as a group about the different locations. We need to figure out why each of these places is suspicious and why Alice might have gone to one of these places before she disappeared.
I already don't trust Silent Falls because it's just like 2 letters away from Silent Hill. But also, it looks like it's not been in service for a while, and it seems like a good place for like a getaway or to hang out at and chill with friends away from the city.
You're really gonna hate the fact that Silent Falls is the name of the town where this all takes place in.
Uh,
Yeah, no, immediately. It was like
did somebody else heart just broke?
I think everybody's did.
no. It was gonna the second runner up was gonna be the Lighthouse because I was thinking I'm sorry, I'm in gamer mode, so I was just like, ooh, Alan Wake, Lighthouse. But you know that train station caught my eye the first.
The lighthouse caught my eye at first, but I don't know what to say about it.
Now, what if some of the kids from the high school would go out to the old barn for throwing parties that they didn't tell their parents about?
Oh, that's the perfect spot for it. It's secluded. If they hear noise, they'll just think, oh, it's just the barnyard or the animals going crazy, even though there probably isn't any animals right now. But yeah, no, that's a good hide spot.
Mm-hmm.
The light. Oh,
Ah,
yeah.
okay. I was going to also talk about it, but you seek.
No, go
Jack.
ahead. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
like the older crowd. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, nightclubs are
They're very
dangerous.
young.
Exactly. I think it's a very suspicious place. So you can find, I don't know, people trying to give you drugs or stuff like that. So I don't think it's a safe place.
Yep.
I figured out the lighthouse.
Okay.
It's kind of like the barn in the fact that it's probably out of the way of a lot of the city, of the town.
Mhm.
Not many people visit. I can see Alice going up there at night to the light and standing, possibly, if this is even possible, in a position that nobody can see her, and just standing there looking out over the ocean.
That works.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Just one slip, especially if it's wet that day, just zoom off. Yeah, the state park, probably not a bad place, but I mean it's a park, so it's easy to get lost in your way. You have no cell
Mhm.
reception. So
Like,
yeah. Exactly.
it's a good place for somebody that wants to just get away, to hide in the woods.
Mhm.
That works.
And of course you got the bears and the nibbly-gated dubbers.
The werewolves.
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, it's Halloween.
Spooky, spooky.
Yes, we can't forget the vampires.
Especially the dripping
vampires.
dagger.
Okay, so is everybody happy with the location so far?
So far so good.
Mhm.
Okay. Now we're going to go on to doing the same thing, but we're going to talk about the suspects.
Oh no.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do. Shit.
I love that.
Oh, I hate all of these options.
Okay, so I would obviously, I think, be very, very suspicious of Ryan Grogan.
Yeah, he's got the picture on fire. That's never a good sign.
Being the one that has a crush on her, it would affect me more that way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think. Well, we don't know. Sometimes young people are very weird when it comes to love. So we cannot trust Ryan. I think.
Yeah, he's especially
sorry.
if he's doing weird psycho shit like that. Like I can understand like young and dumb, but still, it's like, yeah, that's just creepy. The history teacher.
On a bigger level than young and dumb.
Yeah, there's young and dumb, and there's young, dumb, and psycho.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Lordy. The history teacher, I don't know what to think about that one, because it's like it could be creepy after school thing, but also there's a creeper already, so it's like,
Has anybody played Life is Strange?
oh god. Ugh,
Hello.
my skin just crawled. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Teachers can be creepy.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
that was-
we don't
That was
know.
the worst twist. Well, I mean, it was a good twist, but god, that felt the worst.
Yeah, I thought of teachers trying to take advantage of their position, maybe.
Yeah, it's like, you want a
Mhm.
better grade, you gotta
Uh-huh.
do that. Yeah. That
And we
corruption.
don't know if Alice was like fine or not that fine with that teacher.
Yeah.
The aspect that comes across to me about the teacher, and I'm not saying this about all teachers, but there is always the possibility that the teacher was trying to hook up with her and threaten her in some way.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I see the popular kid. I mean, just by having that label alone, I get the instinct that he would just literally do anything to get ahead and like stay at the top of the food chain.
Keep his rich mommy and daddy happy.
Yeah, so I definitely, I mean, I was the loner nerdy kid, so instantly this screams jock to me. He's probably a captain of some varsity team. So that, I don't know, that's just what I'm reading into this guy.
He might
no.
even be the captain and star quarterback of the Franklin High School football team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Coming from somebody in my personal life, not my character's personal life, but my personal life, as would be considered a loner jock, because I was involved in sports and also had 4 years of a high school quarterback who was just one of the most horrible people in the world. Yeah, Pixie, you're right on. You're right on with what you said.
When you get bullied, you start to form those you start to see those traits in people very quickly because of the trauma. You got so used to being treated that way that, you know, as an adult, you start to question everything. And so I already had this vision in my mind when I saw Popular Kid and the Red Cup. You know, he parties a lot. He probably hosts parties because his rich parents are out of fucking town all the time. Like, my mind already has this guy. Okay.
I can give you something that would help verify that. I quit my senior year. I walked away from the team my senior year because I couldn't put up with the bullshit anymore.
Wow.
This person came up to me me after I did that and said, "I don't understand why you quit. How could you do that? Do you know what my mother would think?" As if I cared.
Yeah.
But it was very important to him what his mother would think because, you know,
Wow.
Yeah, I
which
quit at
it came across to
14.
me as very creepy. Just creeped me out. when he said that.
Yeah, like I'm more concerned with you and your mama's relationship now, not what's going on with us, because that sounds
Yeah.
way weirder.
Yeah.
Maybe they still take bubble baths together or something.
You know, that
That's
opens up the possibility that David Nelson might be the one responsible for throwing some of those parties at the old barn,
Mm-hmm.
simply so his parents wouldn't know that he's quote unquote slumming it with the other students who aren't on the team.
Ooh.
Yeah,
But it's
that's really
yet
good.
another opportunity just to get drunk.
That's really good.
And that does happen.
And I kind of see the creeper hanging out at the falls.
I'm looking at the cigarette butts and the eyeglasses going, well, we already know what this is about.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a creeper is just
He tried to pull that at our house, but I beat the shit out of him last time I caught him. He hasn't come around since, thankfully.
the creepers are just automatically sus. It's just
Yeah.
at least it would be in my mind.
Now, here's an interesting angle when it comes to Bria. What if she's the head of the cheerleader team and David Nelson's girlfriend?
That would work together nicely.
And that's usually the case.
And she used cursive, so you know that she's got to be preppy fancy.
Yeah,
Good point.
she's totally a Heather.
She would also, in that capacity, have the rest of the cheerleading squad to prove something to,
Yep.
which would motivate her.
Yeah, I can actually attest to that in real life. Once the head of any team starts shit against you, they have an army.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that totally actually happened to me. It was not cheerleading, it was drill team, but yeah. So I quit at 14 and went to college at 15. I just said, fuck y'all.
Nice. Wish I could have done that.
Let's see.
Now that we've got an idea on the suspects, let's talk about Alice. What was she like?
What was my rebellious sister like?
She was 10 feet tall most of the time. They got it. I love you all for getting that.
Yeah, she wore those platform shoes around the house. Dad would yell at her, and she would just be stomping around, being like, "How about you rat?" No.
Wow.
Nah, her home life. She was the rebellious cool kid that was too cool for school, but also just like to have little spats around the house. But brother, sister, they got to fight sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's in the contract.
Yeah. They never tell you about that when you're like a minute old. They're just like, sign this. You're like, goo goo, and then.
How is Alice doing in school?
Let's see.
I don't know. I think if we're building Alice as a kind of a rebel girl, I think she might be having, I don't know, maybe like at least a couple of problems at school. Not just being bullied, but also with maybe teachers, maybe with authority. Because I think if it's a rebel girl, it may be like kind of challenging against authority,
well,
their parents or teachers.
I kind of think to have two bullies, if we're counting um, David in a way as a bully, if he's an offset of Bria, you've got to kind of have some kind of target on your back, right? If she was just kind of a middle of the range student and kept under the radar, these guys wouldn't give two shits about her. So the angle I got was maybe she's, pretty good student. Maybe she has a rebellious streak outside of school, and that's why she's at these parties and because the reason I don't understand with the teacher is that almost makes it a third bully. And I feel like, again, I'm getting that kind of pedo vibe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I see her as like an undercover rebel. They pick on her because she doesn't skip school. She gets pretty good grades. She's probably got a lead on a good college. But underneath it all, she's still got her secrets. She's still going to parties or what have you. So I don't know if that rolls into a little bit of Dakota's idea.
She used to show her grades off when she came back home, but after what happened to Mom, she didn't care about, or she didn't show off as much, that we were dealing with a lot at the time.
Whether this is relevant. And this is not a throwback to Grace like I just did a few minutes ago. This is about a little girl named Alice who grew up as a child knowing and hearing about Alice in Wonderland and being in that world and using that as an escape mentally as a teenager. Which is why you have all these locations.
Yeah. Actually, all of these things can be facets of her because there's nothing that you've all said about her that actually contradicts. She may very well have been doing well in school in certain areas and not that well in others. And that right there could bring up a lot of different things that could paint a target on her back.
Mm-hmm.
And escapism is something that we've all done as teenagers at different levels. And there's also always the one big thing that can paint a huge target on your back if you're a teenage girl in high school in a small town.
Mm-hmm.
And that is having the misfortune of being pretty. Because that right there can get attention put on you from people that you really would not want it from.
Yeah, the read I got on the bar.
So go ahead.
She's probably, I would think, dealing with a lot of bullies when it comes to the cheerleading squad.
So maybe she excels academically, but is kind of stunted in, physical.
Or she just doesn't like sports. She doesn't care for it one way or the other. But if she's like somebody just previously said, a attractive girl, there would be be like, well, why aren't you part of the cheerleading squad? And then they would just bully her all the time, make fun of her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that happen over and over and over with people.
For some reason, I'm having flashbacks to the movie Bring It On.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go over some stuff before we go in. I'm going to read some stuff from the game guide since we've got a lot of this down and we've all got a pretty good idea about how the world is coming together. Do you want? I'm gonna ask everybody. Do you want me to go with the default description in the game guide, or do you want me to have this set on Halloween?
That sounds interesting.
I think Halloween's a good choice.
Agreed.
By the way, before everything, may I ask? My mic is taking. Well, I see my icon activating, but I don't know if you can hear like noise in the background from my mic.
No,
Not
we
really,
don't
Mm-mm.
hear you.
No.
Okay, thanks. It's just that I'm right next to this street and I see this thing activating. But okay.
You might hear it from me and John because we're 2 feet apart. So.
Okay, so today is Monday, October 31st, 2022. All of you know that Alice was last seen 3 days ago. This is something that all of you know except for me. I'm not going to the school anymore. I moved away. My parents moved and I transferred.
Do we know who last seen her?
That's up to all of you.
What's up to us? Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
What's up to us?
Who was the last person to have seen Alice?
Okay, I got you.
But she was last seen last Friday. Now, we have an out-of-character channel that you can use for any out-of-character typing that you need to do, because as we're playing the game is going to be played completely in text. When the game's going, we're going to have our microphones muted. Everything is just text communication.
Okay.
Are we supposed to discuss between us who we think was the last one to see her?
Yeah.
Since it's up to us.
Yeah.
My vote for that is Julia.
Because I was thinking the brother.
Decisions.
The reason I was thinking Julia is because, of course, the secret girlfriend. They're close. They're very close. Just like the best friend, but it's a different kind of closeness. There's, what's the word I want to use?
Yeah, I'll roll with it.
There's suspicion around that.
Now, if anything comes up through the course of the game that you're uncomfortable with, like if anything is said or anything gets brought up that makes you feel uncomfortable, you can red card that. Basically, just take it like it didn't happen, drop it immediately, because everybody's comfort level needs to be respected. So if there's anything that's a trigger, just type a capital X by itself, hit enter, and in response to that line that's sent, and it's rolled back. I'll delete it, and it's erased.
Okie dokie.
Sounds good.
Okay. Now, there are going to be moments where it'll feel like nothing is happening. That's okay. Silence is going to happen through the course of this sometimes.
Not as Silent Hill.
Exactly. If the group chat goes quiet, take that opportunity to send private messages to another character. You can like have those little one-on-one side things going where you come up with ideas uh, on the suspects or anything like that, and just roll with it. Things are going to come up that will speed things along uh, because events are going to be happening through the course of this. Now, also, all of you are teenagers and you all have your cell phones in character. You're communicating with each other on either your home PC or your cell phone or whatever, but you're not at the same location. In fact, no two characters, no two player characters can be at the same location at the same time. Come up
Ah.
with a reason why that can't happen. Like if one of you decides, hey, I'm going to go over to the Dripping Dagger and take a look around there and see what I can see, you can't have somebody else say, oh, I'll go with you, and both of you get there. There can be something like um, a traffic jam or coming from a different part of town and the road's out and you're having to get a detour or something to make a reason why the two of you wouldn't be at the same place at the same time.
You're assuming everybody drives.
Exactly. Now, through the course of the game, at key points, as the timer's counting down, I'm going to be sending you clue cards. Those clue cards are going to help advance the story. Each clue card has a prompt on it for something to think about as to help keep the story going. When you have an idea of what and how that clue should be introduced, throw it into the group chat, bring it up, add it into the story, and to help move things along. It's okay if you take a little bit of time to think about it, if you can't come up with an idea right away. But try to do it within like about 5 minutes or so if you can. Because the clues will start to pick up in pace as we go deeper into it. Each of the clue cards has a number on it. As the timer is counting down, there are going to be clues handed out at 80, 70, 60, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, and 20 minutes on the clock. There is another one that will be handed out at 10 minutes, but the rules on who gets that one is different, and it'll become clear as we're playing.
Okay.
As to why that one ends up being different. Try to make sure that you tell everyone the information that the clue card gives, because it's going to help determine how the narrative is going to progress. It's going to shape the story. The story is going to have twists and turns, and you're going to end up getting pretty invested in your character and in the other characters. And interestingly enough, even though Alice isn't a player and isn't a person that you'll be talking to, you'll be invested in her. With the way this game comes together, you're going to end up developing an attachment to this person. After the 90 minutes are up, we'll be leaving these characters behind forever. So, because of this, try to find a way to reveal your secret to at least one other person, if not the whole group, by the end of the game. because when a crisis happens, like someone we all know goes missing, it draws people together and it causes people to open up in ways that they may not expect.
Mhm.
Now, you should investigate and speculate based on the clues that you hear about and the clues that you find, but you won't find definitively the information that directly leads you to Alice until you hit a certain clue card trigger. You'll know it when you hear it. Also, you can say for the sake of narrative, like if you go to a location, that you might find one of Alice's belongings somewhere. You won't find her cell phone or her car unless you specifically got a card that tells you that you did. You can find like her old school backpack or notes that she had at home that she carried with her, but you won't find her phone and you won't find her car unless a card tells you that you did. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
I do have some questions though when you're done.
Okay. What's the question?
It's not so much a question, but it's an idea about what you were talking about. Nobody able, I mean, you can't be together.
Mhm.
And there's a reason for that.
Mhm.
In my mind, this game is being played in summer break.
Yep.
They're not in school.
Right. And you're right about that.
Okay.
Now, this is where things get a little bit heavy. But this is right out of the game guide, and I have to let everybody know about this. If for any reason your character is hurt or killed and can't text for the rest of the game, you can give anyone heading to your location information about what state they find you in by using a direct private message. If this comes up in play, the card that triggered it will tell you what to do.
Uh-oh.
Say that again.
If by any reason your character is hurt or killed and can't text for the rest of the game, you can give anyone headed to your location information about what state they find you in by sending a direct private message and telling them. If this comes up in play, the card that triggered it will tell you what to do.
Wow.
There
Okay.
is
I don't
a
like this
possibility that player characters can be killed or injured.
Why
Oh no.
would the person that you text to be coming toward you?
If, let's say, for example, you decided to go to the train station because you wanted to investigate, and then suddenly nobody hears anything from you for like 10 minutes, your texts just go dead. Somebody might worry and say, fuck it, we haven't heard anything from him. We're going over to the train station to find out.
Okay.
If that happens, you'll be able to send a message and saying, here's what happened.
Okay. I think I got it.
Okay. When the timer runs out, when the timer hits 0, you're allowed to send one last in-character message each. And that's where it ends.
To the group chat.
Yep.
So we're all supposed to send one last message.
You're all allowed to send one last in-character message. Now, the way the timer works is this game takes 90 minutes to run. I'll be doing a screen share with a YouTube window that has the timer, and it also has a playlist. The music fits the theme of the game, and it also fits the appropriate time points based on the clues as they come up.
So cool.
Wow. Okay.
So you'll want to be in there, and you'll want to keep your headphones on, even though we're all going to be muted and not talking, so you can hear the music and have that in the background as you dive into chatting with each other and dive into figuring out what the different clues mean.
I have something to say.
Okay.
Being the person that has known this man for the last 14 years, like I do, be prepared. He was well known and still is well known for attaching music to a story perfectly. You'll all enjoy it.
Yeah, and the playlist that they put together for this is the guy who wrote this game curated this playlist, and it's perfect. Okay, so how's everybody doing so far?
Anxious but excited.
I'm okay. I'm also excited.
That's a good question. Would somebody have a bio?
Bring your phone with you.
And do what?
Have Discord on your phone. You can still type.
I have to check to see if
Or
I-
just go quiet for a little bit as everybody starts to freak out about what happened, and then come back and just say, "Really sorry, all the stress of this. I had to use the restroom," which perfectly fits with the game.
It's like, are you dead? No, I had diarrhea. I'm sorry.
I'm looking for-
I wished I was
Oh,
dead.
no.
What did you say?
Taco Bell strikes again.
If you don't want to have Discord on your phone, you can just go quiet as everybody's freaking out that they're not hearing from your character anymore. Just when you come back from the restroom, just say, "Really sorry, all the stress got to me and I had to use the restroom." So it fits the story.
That works.
Okay.
I'm going to be quiet for a minute.
We're going to get that first bio break out of the way.
Yeah, good idea. I'll be right back as well.
Okie dokie.
So what do you think so far?
This sounds exciting.
Yeah, I've wanted to run this because I love the way this game got put together.
One of the nice things you said is that you told me that these games always run in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah. Because it's like the different clue cards that come in at the different points in time. The clue cards are random.
Mhm.
So the same clues may not appear in consecutive games. And the combinations of the clues will be different each time. The final outcome is different each time. Everybody's interpretations of the characters end up being different. Every group's version of Alice ends up being different. So it's like in a lot of ways it can be similar, but it's never actually the same because there's so much variation that can happen.
What in the-
Just me and Severio talking about this.
Dixie?
She stepped away for bio break also.
Well, that'll be important when she comes back.
Oh,
What am I gonna say to her?
hold up. I need to make a quick call. I won't take more than 2 minutes.
Okay.
I'm getting worried about whoever's here.
Hmm?
Nobody's talking.
Everyone's all using the bathroom or phone call, sir.
Little life steps.
Welcome back.
I should have taken my phone and put it next to the toilet and washed it. Yeah.
What you want that is the last voicemail message that you left for Alex?
Let's be like, I did the Taco Bell challenge for you. I love you.
Ew.
I know, right?
Loud, resounding, wet fart, toilet flushing, and just the words, chalupas are love, chalupas are life.
No.
And then hang up.
Wait,
Ew.
hold on. I need to send you an Uther something. You'll love and hate me in equal measure.
Oh, yeah.
Pixie?
Let's see, where is it?
Pixie, can I ask you a question? When you just took your bio break, well, this is what happened to me. When I went into the bathroom, the only thing playing in my head was coffee, coffee, coffee from your stream.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if that happened to you.
For me, it's like every morning when I'm making the coffee.
Uh-huh.
That's when it goes off in my head. It's like, wake up, coffee, coffee. There it goes.
Yeah.
Which I'm still trying to get my schedule back together after the weekend. Oh boy.
Wow. I don't know how you did that. I don't think I can do 24 hours.
I would say make that my voicemail, but no.
It's honestly the first year that I went the whole straight through. The last year when I did 12, and then I took a nap and then did another 12. And honestly, after this weekend, I may have to go back to that. Us old broken folks, like we need some kind of break in there.
Yeah, breaks are good.
But you did an awesome job.
Well, thank you.
Proud of you.
I had high hopes for those scary games, and it just ended up being like, I'm sitting there like admiring the storyline, and like I'd open something and be a jump scare, and I'm just like, oh rat. It's like I can't do scary streams because people want to see people get scared, and I'm just far too cynical.
Well, you don't have to attract jump scare people in your audience. You're going to attract people who enjoy story.
It's true, and I may have to play it again on stream at like an appropriate hour. But the last game that I played was the Dark Pictures anthology for Little Hope, and I thought the twist at the end was fantastic. I was like, okay, they played this out really, really well. In some ways, it reminded me of the movie Six Souls. I don't know if anybody's seen that. It's from ages ago. But yeah, it kind of gave me the vibes that movie did, and I really enjoyed it. So I may have to play that again in like an afternoon setting where more people can catch it. I liked it.
Also, have you gotten The Quarry?
What's that?
The Quarry is very much in the same vein, and is set and is structured the same way as Little Hope, except it's a lot longer.
Okay, let me write that down. See if it's on the store.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Because this was the first
No.
24 24-hour stream that you did that I was involved in, the very first storyline that you started was such a switch from the games we were playing that at first I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of boring. And then I got involved in the story and I couldn't stop. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah, they play out like pretty good movies.
Yeah.
And as you guys can tell, like, I love those stories, but a lot of horror games involve, running and gunning or, aim. And because of my vision, I have a hard time with having to have that quick of eye-hand coordination. And so when it's a quick time like that, and especially when they had that setting, it's called forgiving, so you don't have to like be dead aim, you don't have to, they give you a little more leeway in the timing of pushing the buttons. I can totally do that, and I don't feel like I'm having a panic attack. I was sad I couldn't save Sean, though. That was the one death I was sad I didn't get him.
Oh yeah.
So, are we ready for the next part of this?
Yes.
Panic.
It's gonna be okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go through the introduction, and then after the introduction, I'm gonna give everybody a little bit of time so you can record your voicemail messages.
Okay. How?
Okay, sure.
How are we gonna do that?
Best way to do it is if you have Telegram, you can just send it to me as a voice message, and I can have it saved because I can use VoiceMod to play the voicemail messages at the end.
Hell yeah.
Because the voicemail
Ooh.
messages that you send are going to be played right at the end of the game.
Oh God.
And so what is the
Okay,
program?
Gotcha.
It's Telegram. If you don't have Telegram, if you have like Audacity, you can just record the voicemail message that way and send it to me, as long as I have a audio file of the message.
And
Oh
also,
boy,
if you
hold on.
probably worst case scenario, there is voice recorder on Microsoft computers, and I think you can do that too, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it also works. You just need to drop it to Telegram, and it converts them to audio file or to like a voice
Hell yeah.
note.
I'm downloading it right now.
Also, I looked at the solo chat and I misread it as Alice Bot will post mean things only for you.
Wait.
No, be nice.
Give me a second. I'm going to be right back.
Okay.
Wait for a second, and I will show you how to.
It's not sending me a code. Register from phone. Oh God.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay. I just
Hello.
got Telegram set up. How do I add contact, or what do I do here?
For John.
Okay, is it on your desktop or on your phone that you have it set up?
It made me do it on my phone first, I guess. I guess it's two-factor or something.
It works on both.
Yep.
Once you set the account up, you can use it on either one.
Okay. Flip that code again.
That's why we love Telegram, because whether you're using your phone or using your computer, whoever you're sending the message to is going to get it. And you know they're going to respond. Usually.
Let's see, settings.
That Telegram is really private.
So you're on your phone with doing this?
Oh, link desktop device. Okay. New contact.
And I'm at Blithwolf on Telegram.
Okay.
Probably sell that or not.
Okay, cool. And then how to record a message. Okay, I see the voice thingy. Okay. I think I'm good to go. Sorry I held everything up.
Don't worry about it. We're really not far off schedule on this, so we're good.
Okie doke.
Okay, I'm going to read the introduction. Silent Falls is a small coastal forest town in the heart of Northern California. It's quiet here, and since the recession a few years ago, along with everything else that has gone on in the world, people are not quite as friendly as they used to be. It's been a rough few years for everyone. The major high school in town, Franklin Academy, lies nestled in the Woodland Hills on the east side. It's the first day of the harvest break this Halloween. Students are still shuffling down the hallways of the school as they're dropping off their final assignments that were due Monday by teachers that did not understand that they should have had the entire day off. Students still shuffle through the hallways, dusting off a light powder of snow from their jackets. It's cold today, unseasonably cold. Down the main corridor, past the barren trophy case and peeling Franklin Academy decal plastered on the wall, hangs a bulletin board. A cluster of students are gathered at it, and around the edges we see old posters for student body elections, sign-ups for football next year, and reminders about the upcoming senior ball littered about like mousetraps. But as the students part, we land on the flyer that they were all huddling around. And I'm sharing this in the group chat. This is our Alice.
Oh.
Okay, I'm having a problem with timeline.
What do you mean?
Well, first off, just like you said, it's October.
Mhm.
So what I said earlier about it being summer is out. You need to forget that.
Okay.
They're in school.
this is the first day of a harvest break for Halloween. So everybody would have this week off.
I think it's just the line underneath with missing since December 19th.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
my second thing.
Yeah, I couldn't go in and change
Yeah.
that because the default of this is the default for this is they have it set in early winter.
Mm.
That's why I asked if you want me to go with the default or change it up for this being Halloween.
Okay, so we just need to imagine it says October 28.
Right.
Mhm.
Yay.
She's very small too.
I'm actually 5'1", but I weigh a lot less than that.
She's fun sized.
I have high metabolism, so
And metabolism plus coffee equals pixie hummingbird.
It just struck me that with her size, it could make a difference in location. Possible location.
Okay. Now, another thing, one last bit that I'm going to tell you. Through the course of the game, even if a card isn't telling you to do it, you do have the option of going to a location and looking for a clue. If you're running short on ideas that are coming up, or things seem to be getting a little quiet for your taste, you can say, "Okay, I'm going to go over to this location and I'm going to search around." If you do that, there are separate clue cards that I can give you of what you can find at different locations.
So did we say this to you in the solo chat?
It's a good idea to mention it in the group chat. That you can say something like, "Screw it, things are too quiet. I'm tired of just sitting on my ass."
that way we don't have people doubling up on locations.
Yep. So, all that makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Got
Okay.
it.
Yes, it does.
All right. We're going to take a short break so you can get the voicemails done, and then I'll get the timer started or set up, and then we can start.
Okay, so everybody needs to go on mute. Okay. Hey, Alice, it's me. Where are you? I haven't heard from you in a while, and I don't know, things just feel weird. Give me a call back. Let me know you're okay, okay? All right. Bye.
I supposed to sign on Telegram now? What do I do? Just mute myself?
But
Just mute myself on Telegram?
you can either mute yourself or just close it, go to the up arrow thing.
But I'm gonna need Telegram to send messages.
Yeah, off of your phone. Which you sent, right?
Yeah, but I mean, online typing messages, I'm gonna need Telegram
You need
or
Discord,
Discord.
right?
Do I mute my Discord?
Yes.
And that take care of nobody talking about it. That's why everybody's off but me.
No, nobody is off. It's just nobody else has access to that specific channel.
We're not supposed to be talking to me at this point.
When we start, we won't be talking.
Uh,
When we start, we won't be talking.
okay.
Hey, I have a little question.
Okay.
Okay, I sent you a message on Telegram, but I think you didn't notice. I don't know if I missed something or the message we need to record. It's just according to the clue you gave us in the card, or I don't know if I missed another clue or something.
No, it's that, and based on how your character, how you're picturing your character, and how you uh related to Alice, and how your relationship is. It's just an in character voicemail that you're sending.
Okay, correct. And so technically, you need to create what the character is going to say, right?
Yep.
Okay, correct. I had an idea, but I just wanted to make sure. Okay, I'm with myself.
Tell me what you told me.
I don't remember word for word what I told you.
Oh,
In the if you have any notes or anything down for your character, you can just go based off of those for what you would want to say.
Like the background and the secret.
Yep.
You can use that information for the text matter, the message you're recording. Nobody heard me, did they?
they did.
Huh?
They
Mhm.
did.
I thought I was on another channel. Oh. I'll be quiet. Recorded.
Yeah, I'm going to get the screen share started with the timer ready. And when Siberio is able to send me the voicemail message, I'll get that ready and then we'll be able to get started.
Screen share.
I'm going to be getting that started here in a
I
minute.
need my other screen.
No, it'll be in here in Discord.
Hey, where is it?
Go to the group, go to the chat that has all the names for the call. Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down. Keep going. Click watch stream.
Do I watch it now?
You are watching it. I haven't started playing it yet.
So this is not something that's gonna stay on the screen.
Right. Siberia, did you get the message recorded?
Was recording and I got scared.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Just give me a minute.
Okay.
I'm trying to make it better.
Okay.
Eddie.
Okay. So all the voicemail messages are set. Now, when I get the timer started, the music is going to play for a little bit. I'll get the group chat started at the end of the first song. So if you want to send private messages to each other, you can do that. But when you get to the end of the first song, I'll open up the group chat and then we'll go from there. So everybody okay?
I think I get it.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Ready.
Okay. Pixie, how you doing? Okay. All right.
Okay, now it'll off the screen. Chat for the.
Okay. Also, as clue cards come up, I will be dropping them in your solo channels. So if you see that light up that you got something, you got a card.
How do I get it back?
Get what the screen view? Just clicking on the ball. You see where it's lighting up? That. Click that. You click on the channel itself where it says setup and debrief above the name. Click on where it says setup and debrief, not on my name. Above it, up there. Click that. There you go. Okay, you have it open in another window, so give me 1 second. Minor tech difficulties.
Never mind, I got it. Oh my god.
Making this easier for you. Click on the tab down there. Click that window. And that window. Drag it over here. Need to grab the top edge of that. This. Well, where my finger is. Drag that there.
Okay. Thank you. Now, how do I get back to this chat? Okay. Sorry.
Okay. I'm going to get the timer started, if everybody's okay, and talk to you again in 90 minutes.
went down to the river, washed my sins away. Praying, 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 praying for another day. I went down to that river, washed my sins for free. The devil's on the other bank, staring back at me. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man. Another nail in my coffin, another nail for me. I gotta look pretty when I go down. Another nail in my coffin, can't you spare one more? I gotta look pretty when I'm knocking down heaven's door. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man. My cigarette. You ever seen a dead man talking? No, you haven't seen one yet. I'm a dead man walking. 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 I'm a dead man. I went down to that river, washed my sins for free. No one seemed to notice as I stared. I went down to that river to wash my sins away. I was thinking of you in that wedding gown. I went down to that water, I washed my sins away. The world faded away as I went down, 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 down. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man.
Hey, Alice. It's Charlie. I know it's been a while since we last talked, and I didn't really get to tell you about what was going on at home and why we were moving. Things got rough over here. Dad's drinking got really bad, and we took off. We know that he split too, but I really wish that we would have been able to talk more and I could have said a proper goodbye at the very least. Well, I haven't heard anything from you for a while, and I hope you're not too pissed off at me about this. I miss you. I miss the whole gang. Give me a call back when you get this, all right? I'm gonna be coming to town soon. I know Harvest is coming up soon and Halloween, and I'd like to try to get together with everybody. Give me a call back. At least let me know if you're okay and if we're okay. Take care.
Alice, this is Evan. I hope you get this message. There's a rumor going around that you're suicidal over something that happened. I don't want to believe this is true. I'm hoping this is not true. I did what you asked me to, what you asked me to hide. I hope that nothing bad comes from that. But we won't know unless it actually comes into play. Just know that I love you. I've pretty much always loved you. And I'm very, very concerned and worried about your safety. Please come home. Just please come home.
Hey, Alice? I'm Dakota. I just want to make sure that you're fine and you came back home safely. Today's night was crazy, wasn't it? I can't believe they didn't discover us. I'm surprised you played that sneaky. And don't forget about our little secret. It's just between you and me. Friends promise. I need to go. I wish you're doing great, and I hope you two don't forget to stay. I'm sure that I won't. See ya.
Hey, Alice, it's me. Where are you? I haven't heard from you in a while, and I don't know, things just feel weird. Give me a call back. Let me know you're okay, okay? All right. Bye.
Alice, pick up the phone. Alice, I just, listen, I'm not mad. You need to come back home as soon as you can. Dad's not doing so hot. I'm sorry. Okay? I didn't mean it. I know you want to go with your friends. I get it, but come back home when you can, please. We're worried sick. I understand. I'm sorry I said those things to you. I didn't mean them. Mom didn't pass because of him. It was the cancer, Dad had nothing to do with that. I just don't know your friends too well, and I want to make sure that you're safe is all. I'm sorry. Please call me back as soon as you can. I love you. Talk to you later.
All right. You can all unmute.
Hi.
Hey.
Holy fucking Christ.
Yeah.
First
First
thing I want to ask
is everyone okay?
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah, that was intense.
Is anybody else shaking internally?
Say again.
Is anybody else shaking internally?
A little bit.
I'm not shaking, but I feel kind of empty inside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, this can get really intense, and I would just want to make sure that everybody's going to be okay, and that we can just talk down from it and wrap
Mhm.
this up before we move on from it, because this was a very intense story,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a story. So before we move on from it, we need to make sure that we're all good, and if there are any loose ends with the story that we need to wrap up.
Did we ever find out what happened to Hella?
Basically what happened is a lot of your theories were right. It turned out that it was David and Halbert working together.
Mm.
I'm assuming at the end there that shot was meant for Charlie.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Charlie sacrificed himself.
Yeah. So
The
both
last few
Evan-
the last few messages that you're seeing from Charlie are actually Alice. He gave Alice the phone and I guess was trying to defend her. So when you see it says Charlie had me run from Charlie,
You're
that's
right.
that's her telling us what's happening to him.
So Halbert took out Evan and David took out Charlie, but Alice did make it out.
Thank God.
Wow. And Evan died in the lighthouse.
Yep.
So did Charlie.
I
Yep.
felt so fucking useless.
I was hoping that's not the gunshot, man.
I was trying so hard for like a prop. I was like, push something over the door. Oh, poor guy.
When I went to get it, when he came out.
Now, since we had the opportunity here to play somebody very different, but at the same time, in some ways similar to us, is there anything from your character that you'd want to carry with you to remember?
This was good.
For me, I think what I'll remember about this character is how committed she was, even without sharing really anything about their secret relationship. Like the group accepted Julia as just like, okay, we probably know what's going on there, but we don't need her to prove their relationship to show how much she cares.
That's really good.
I guess for my character, the perspective of trying to do everything possible to save a loved one and try not to let rage encompass them.
Mm.
I think from my perspective, I ended up never finding out.
Yeah.
Me being her crush, hoping for something better with her, and I never found out whether or not she had any feelings.
Yeah, that's rough.
And that just, it's hard.
From my perspective, it was like I was trying to play like these close friends to Alice. So I was like, I need to kind of accept any kind of help. But at the same time, it was like really frustrating the fact that, we can't be in the same place. And it was a whole experience, I have to say, because when we was like, let's say, on roll on the group chat, it just felt like kind of real.
Mm-hmm. And especially when you're seeing the clock ticking down, there's just something to the visual of seeing time just disappear in front of you. That I like the fact that can fuck with your head a little bit.
Yeah.
That fucked with my head too, but it fucked with my head that I'm so scared about fucking this game up. Because it's the first kind I've never played a game like this.
As far as in this setting, yeah, me either.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of amazed how much I got
And
involved in it.
like I said, I was saying earlier, it really does remind me of the game Simulacra, except in the sense that Simulacra, from the get-go, you realize there's kind of some kind of otherworldly or supernatural, and that kind of takes a game in a different direction, right? Because there's this huge fiction to it. But it's so blatantly set in reality and how people really talk to each other, that definitely, as someone that doesn't get scared very often, I definitely kind of felt my heart beating a little bit here and there, and so to me that's a game I like.
Yeah.
Guys, I would like to keep talking here, but they're calling me, so I may need to get off.
Okay.
It's great meeting you.
But yeah, it is awesome to play with all of you, and in the case of Pixie, meet you as well.
Yep, I'm around.
Good luck, everyone. Have a
Take
good day.
care.
Bye.
Big hugs.
Same later.
Bye, Flicker.
But yeah, one of the things about this game, there are a couple of things that really get me about it. One of them is this game has zero supernatural elements baked into it
Mm-hmm.
at all. I mean, in any of the clue cards or anything, there's no supernatural stuff. It's like there's the best and worst in humanity that can come up in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like raising a kid, I definitely always told them, the monsters you see on TV, that's puppets and plastic. The real monsters in this world are people, and they look like any other people in this world. And I've always told him that, and it holds true. I mean, you just can't trust most humans.
Yeah, I didn't get to say what I want to say.
What?
And by the way, that part of it must have been tough for you, Jeffrey. You're the only one with a teenager.
Having a teenager's crazy. You gotta teach them young.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I want to say is kudos to Bud.
Well,
This
thank
was
you.
an amazing story.
Mm-hmm.
You did an amazing job putting this together. The second thing I want to say is, although the picture of Alice looking over the town where it says Alice is missing, did anybody seem to think that was fucking ironic after this stopped? She's standing up on the mountain, look at the fucking town.
Yep.
She escaped.
Yeah.
I kind of looked at it as like it could have been like a camera phone picture any one of us took with her. Like if Alice and Julia had gone for a hike up there, like I said, like I kind of turned it into like their special place. You know, maybe Julia just snapped this Instagram picture, and I don't know. That was the story in my head.
Yeah, I can see that. I was just sitting here listening to everybody and looked at that picture and was like, look at her. She escaped. She's looking over the town.
Yeah.
But I can definitely see what you're talking about in the Instagram picture.
Kind of interesting how we can all see a different story and circumstance to it.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot to keep up with what everybody was typing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I found myself scrolling up a couple times, catching up.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well, I have to go plan dinner, gentlemen.
Before you do, there's one more wrap-up question, and this is
Mhm.
probably a harder one. In the same way that I asked if there's something from your character or from this that you'd want to carry with you, is there anything that you'd want to leave behind?
Just the fact that Julia was so okay with them being a secret. I feel like maybe she felt like that was all she could get from Alice, with Alice having so many other elements going on in her life. But for me personally, being out and proud and things like that, I find that perspective not very healthy. And so the idea that she was so okay with them just being a secret, that part I would want to leave behind. I would want to hope that Julia grew out of that.
Yeah. No, too. For me, with Charlie, it would be there were times where I just kind of seized up a little bit with indecision on where to go with things. With it being Charlie, what to do to just try to get involved. I mean, he called the cops and got hung up on, and then got questioned by them. But there were other things that he could have tried to do along the way, and it wasn't until the very end that he actually got motivated.
Oh, I see.
And I'm hoping that that's something that I can learn from that when push comes to shove in situations, that I don't give into the freeze part of the fight, flight, or freeze instinct.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Maybe it takes a little more processing for you.
It does. It takes some processing. I mean, maybe no, it's not real life, but
No, I firmly believe that the whole point of role playing is letting the character in, not necessarily trying to conform to the shell of this character. And when you let them in, there's a little, there's attachment in there.
I guess I would probably want to leave behind the process of the fact that I died
That's a good thing to leave.
trying to save her. And I still wonder whose hand that was even from. And she'd miss a hand.
Mm.
Not one.
I think the only thing I would want to leave behind is just the panic indecision at the end, because like I literally could not think of what to do and I was just freaking out. And I felt useless, but Kinda-
Funny did that.
yeah. Because the rules of the game, you can't all be in the same spot, but at the same time, like, I didn't know what to do, and I was like, I'll just use the /tire excuse. That way, it makes it more feasible, and that I can't just rush over there. But
Oh, that was smart.
yeah, because it was like
I wasn't quite sure where that came from, but that was smart.
because I was like, I didn't want to break the rules and be like, oh, I'll just drive over there too, because then it's like 3 people in the same spot. So I was like /tire, and it makes sense because David's a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the
That was the only thing I'll say that was slightly confusing, was knowing when was someone injured or hurt enough that we were allowed to show up at the next location. That was the only thing that I felt like I wasn't sure. It was a gray area.
yeah.
And I figured that if we said something out of line, that it would have been course corrected.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was the only thing I found, like, okay, when do I say I'm coming over there?
I was proud of us, the fact that we caught on when people weren't messaging and making sure we were all okay. I think we all did great with that part.
Yeah.
Because especially how frantic and rapidly we're talking, it's like after somebody stops talking for a few minutes, it's like, hold on,
Mhm.
somebody could be dead right now. I got panicked with the whole David thing because like at first I thought I was supposed to wait until 15 minutes to do it, and then I was supposed to do. I'm like, what? Shit, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, how do I work around him locking me into the train station, trying to break the fucking door down, and make it feasible? Because it's like you can break through the windows and shit, but yeah, no, that was. God, I hate David. He's such an asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck David.
I think the gray area for me ended what you were talking about, Pixie, when Charlie showed up at the lighthouse.
Mm,
Oh, and Halbert.
yeah.
And Howard,
Yeah.
because Howard showed up first.
Halbert showed up. Charlie never made it to the lighthouse. He went to the Dripping Dagger.
That's where he died?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't get that.
Ah, okay.
David was there with a gun?
At the
Okay, I was
Yes.
thinking it was all at the White House.
Oh no.
Oh God. That
Yeah, that's why at the very end I showed up at the bar trying to figure out how to get to them wherever this back door was, and then that's when the gun went off.
Okay, this was me not being able to keep up with what everybody was typing.
No, it's okay.
I missed that.
It got so frantic at the
It
end.
did. It went real fast.
Yeah, that's why there ends up having to be a wrap up at the end, because once it gets to about the 30-minute mark, it starts to really go.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it hits like the 20-minute mark and then the 10-minute mark, it's like a roller coaster drop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now here's the scary thing about this game. This game was written by a 16-year-old, and this was his first attempt at designing a game.
Oh my
I
God.
hope he never gives up because
Genius.
Yep.
I mean, let's all acknowledge the elephant in the room. This kid's probably been through some shit
Yeah, unfortunately.
in order
Oh, yeah.
to turn this into, a genius moment. But yes, I mean, if someone can use their trauma in an artistic way and channel it, that obviously that's one less kid on the street with a gun. So,
True.
that's amazing.
that's
Absolutely
awesome.
amazing.
I mean,
And-
not only. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, just if any of you guys have played Life is Strange, lots of very similar elements in the way that this story ran out.
Oh yeah.
So
Yep.
many. When you said David and the three-way, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
fucking Nathan
Yeah.
Prescott.
Fucking Nathan Prescott. He's such a shit.
Y'all have to understand, that is one of my obsession games. Like, I cosplay Chloe at conventions, and
That's awesome.
I own, like, all of the graphic novels.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, Life is Strange is great. I'm gonna play that again.
That
He's my
whole
spirit animal.
storyline about the journal.
Oh yeah, that was.
I had no idea what I was going to say about it when I said I found the journal. It
Oh.
just started popping into my head real quick, and it just went from one thing to the other. And it's like, I hope they get it.
Oh,
I
it was great.
I was afraid for a second because, like, I was like, "Oh no, she wrote about our fight."
Mm.
But no, yeah.
And I
I
had
mean, like,
I had the slight moment of like, wait, secret girlfriend. Oh shit, it might be about me. Oh shit.
Uh-huh. I thought about that.
it's the Pandora's box of possibility.
Yeah, it was perfect.
And but yeah, the 16-year-old kid came up with the concept of the game, designed it, prototyped it, went on Artlist.io, and curated the soundtrack.
That soundtrack was fucking awesome.
Yeah, no,
It was so good.
It helped pull me in for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this kid goes far because, like, he's got potential already.
Oh yeah.
And it's like when he contacted Hunters Entertainment about it, he was like, well, here's my pitch for the game. We love it. When can you have it finished? I already do.
And there you go.
Proactive and amazing.
They didn't have to pay any of their developers to jump in and help with shit. And it's like, no, just give
And
the
it's
kid
like
$1 million bucks.
Yeah,
And
really.
it's such a modern concept too, because it's like it's all based on what we do already with text messaging and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
like it's such a cool idea. It's just like
Is there any way that we can tap into him to find out what kind of feedback he's getting?
Oh, he gives speeches about that.
oh shit.
He gives
people that have played the game.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's run this game at conventions, and there are Let's Plays of him running it that he's uploaded onto YouTube.
Oh yeah, you'll have to put his name in my chat or send it to me private. That way I can Google this guy.
Yeah.
Cool,
Thank you,
cool.
Lith, for introducing us to this.
Yes. Oh my god. And this was amazing. Yes.
I'm only sad that we didn't do it sooner, but I'm glad it was meant to happen when it happened. So I'm happy
Perfect
that
timing for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, perfect timing.
Nice little
Really good.
scare.
For sure.
And it's like this game's kind of like Clue meets Life is Strange meets
Mhm.
Night in the Woods.
hmm
But without feeling like total rip-offs of any of it.
Exactly.
It just takes the best elements.
And the thing is, the game's completely replayable.
Yep. I know Knox was I mean, I think I said this earlier. Knox had actually already picked this up. He just has not had a chance to run it yet. I hope nobody minds, but I did a recording of this in OBS. None of it was live. Nobody was on air or anything,
Oh,
but just something that I could share with Knox so he could kind of see how you ran things.
Mhm.
And I'm sure he's going to be quite impressed. So
Well, thank you. But it's like, yeah, there are so many different ways that it could play out, because when you start off at this, you have ideas about the characters in mind. You have ideas about the suspects and the locations, but things can either just mesh with it perfectly or go completely off the rails or
Mhm.
somewhere in between. And there are so many different versions of how it can play out. Like, it could have just as easily turned into Bria being the only one that was responsible
Mhm.
and Alice being found dead in the state park.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Another possible outcome of it could have been like the creeper being the one responsible, and this all going down at the train station, and Alice being found alive and unharmed. But whoever goes to find her being captured with her and then having to be rescued by whoever else would show up afterward, or if the police would show up. There's so many different ways that the whole thing can play
Yeah,
out.
when we first started putting the cards together, my whole I was like, okay, so I get this. So we're gonna get caught. The creeper's gonna catch us and have photos, and he's gonna threaten Alice, and my brain was already trying to put these weird pieces together, and then you play it and it doesn't go anywhere near.
Yeah, the fucking duffel bag threw me through a loop. I was just like, what the hell? And then Mr. Creeper Teacher, I was so sure my guy was going to get a bolt to the back of the head. I was so sure.
I never did figure out what the money was about.
I thought initially it was the teacher was he was trading the money for her or something, to buy her off of after she was drugged or something, something terrible like that. But yeah, the duffel, I just was like, fuck this. I'm not touching any of this. Figures, I'm like, oh no, not the train station. That's the worst one. I stay there most of the game.
It's like another way that could have played out, because since it was Albert and David working together on it, Bria disappeared, likely because she was asking questions because of her proximity to David.
Yeah, that was just an odd outlier. I was just like, oh, she's missing, and then we're just like, fuck her.
Yeah. No. We've got one gone for 3 days now. We get that one first. She's next in line. It's okay. She's only been gone 30 minutes. It's fine.
Only if she gives us chicken nuggets, though. Only.
Chicken nuggets. Speaking of, I have to go make dinner for the fam.
Okay.
But thank you so much for including me. This was just absolutely fantastic. So
I'm so glad you were part of this. Thank you for doing that.
Of course, and I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. I should be on normal time.
Yep.
It was nice meeting you.
You too. Okay, bye guys.
Have a good night.
You too.